What happens a lot of times is that in the body of Christ, a person becomes famous, and we equate fame to authority. And there's a huge difference. Just because a person's famous doesn't mean that they know what they're talking about. Just because a person's famous doesn't mean that they have spiritual authority. Tasha Cobbs, Lecrae, these are worship leaders and rappers. They are not leaders in the body of Christ. They have a mega platform where they can reach millions of people, but that doesn't mean that what they say is biblically accurate. And so what people typically do is follow the famous people, and they ignore the God-ordained or appointed leaders in the church.
Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of God abideth forever.
1 Peter 4. For as much then as Christ hath suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind, for he that hath suffered in the flesh hath ceased from sin, that he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lusts of men, but to the will of God. For the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles, when we walked in lasciviousness, lusts, excess of wine, revellings, banquetings, and abominable idolatries, wherein they think it strange that ye run not with them to the same excess of riot, speaking evil of you, who shall give account to him that is ready to judge the quick and the dead. For this cause was the gospel preached also to them that are dead, that they might be judged according to men in the flesh, but live according to God in the Spirit. But the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober, and watch unto prayer.
Chapter 4. Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel. For the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land. By swearing and lying, and killing, and stealing, and committing adultery, they break out, and blood toucheth blood. Therefore shall the land mourn, and every one that dwelleth therein shall languish with the beasts of the field and with the fowls of heaven. Yea, the fishes of the sea also shall be taken away. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children. As they were increased, so they sinned against me. Therefore will I change their glory into shame. They eat up the sin of my people, and they set their heart on their iniquity. And there shall be like people, like priest. And I will punish them for their ways, and reward them their doings. For they shall eat, and not have enough. They shall commit whoredom, and shall not increase, because they have left off to take heed to the Lord. Whoredom and wine and new wine.
Wherefore, gird up the loins of your mind, be sober, and hope to the end for the grace that is to be brought unto you at the revelation of Jesus Christ, as obedient children, not fashioning yourselves according to the former lusts in your ignorance.
What happens a lot of times is that in the body of Christ, a person becomes famous, and we equate fame to authority. And there's a huge difference. Just because a person's famous doesn't mean that they know what they're talking about. Just because a person's famous doesn't mean that they have spiritual authority.
Be ye holy, for I am holy. Be ye holy, for I am holy. Be ye holy, for I am holy.
Follow me! Blasphemers, idolaters! For this you shall drink bitter waters. God has set before you this day his laws of life and good, and death and evil. Those who will not live by the law shall die by the law.
written, my house shall be a house of prayer, and you have turned it into a den of